The next item on the opening ceremony, we're going to hear from Mr. Paul McKeever, who is the Secretary of the American Institute of Architects Middle East Chapter. Now, Mr. McKeever is going to tell us something about what the AIA is doing in the Middle East and how we can all benefit from this particular chapter. So, Mr. McKeever, if we can have you on the stage, please. Yes, there you are.
I'd like to really start out by talking a little bit about sustainability and how important it is to the AIA, which stands for the American Institute of Architects. Now, there's a challenge that's out there for sustainability called the 2030 Challenge, and that states that all architects should design buildings to be carbon neutral by 2030. So the AIA has latched onto this challenge and made a call upon all architects to sign a commitment to meet this challenge of carbon neutrality by 2030. And I know there's a lot of architects in the room here, but I'd like to see a show of hands if your firm has signed up to the 2030 commitment. Well, if you'd be interested in doing this, please feel free to come talk to me afterwards. And I think it's a great program, and it's something that's really needed to have true sustainability in the built environment. So just a little bit about the AIA and the AIA Middle East chapter. So the American Institute of Architects has served as the voice of the architectural profession in the United States for the past 150 years. And it's actually in the original charter that one of its main goals was to promote the scientific perfection of its members. So the AIA is really about innovation and progress and elevating the profession. And we look to elevate the profession in three main ways: through design, education, and professional practice. So through design, the first way is we have awards at every level, at the chapter level, the regional level, and the national level back in the US and internationally. And these awards, basically, they show the best of the best for building projects, and they're highly coveted by American architects. So these awards and the award ceremonies take place at our annual conferences. And the Middle East chapter, we have, just to mention, we've actually covered a pretty big region. There's 16 different countries in the region through the Middle East and North Africa. And every year we rotate where our conference is and where our annual awards are given. This year it's going to be in Cairo, November 17th to 19th. And we welcome submissions from all architects. So it's also, this kind of ties into the second way that the AIA stands for elevating the architectural profession, and this is through education. So at our conferences, we look to educate our architects through programs and through sessions such as the ones that we'll hear today. And so these are actually programs that you get credit for. So our architects, if you're an AIA architect, you're required to get a certain number of credits every year. And so I believe it's 18 credits. And these credits come through educational programs. And it's actually one of the ways that the AIA partners with the industry and with manufacturers and also the educational sector. So manufacturers can give these educational sessions, but there's a rigorous evaluation of these sessions. But it's one thing that I'd encourage the manufacturers who are here today, if you're interested in promoting and meeting American architects. One way to do that would be through our CEU program. So for education, we also try to advance the profession in the higher education setting. So we have architects in the US, we have to get an accredited degree from an accredited university in order to sit and take the exams and become a licensed architect. So we're promoting here in the Middle East through some of the local universities, particularly the American universities. American University of Sharjah and American University of Dubai, for instance, to have an accredited program and which their graduates can then sit and take the architectural registration exam and become a licensed architect according to the US standards. So the third way we look to elevate the profession is through our code of ethics. So every AIA architect must sign a code of ethics, which basically holds us to the highest standards in the profession, and also makes us accountable for ourselves and accountable for our colleagues. So I know that this is a lot about the AIA, and I think one of the main reasons we're here is to network and to see just in general, how the market's doing here. And that's one question we get asked a lot, and the question may be better answered by the following speaker from Colliers. But if you had to ask me from just a personal experience, things seem to be trending upwards. A couple new projects landed this month, the office is growing, so things are looking good, and it seems to be a good time to enter the market. If there was ever a good time, this would definitely be it. So thank you very much.